Ramazan aya Rosa Koji.
Okay, I think I need to make my husband stop every time. So guys, if you did not understand this by now, because this video in which you will see this snippet of this song is going to be coming soon, or it might have come before this video. Yes. So you will see, but I think I made a big mistake by doing this, because I introduced my husband, my Turkish husband, to some classic Pakistani / I don't know if this particular song is Indian, and now he cannot stop singing this very nice song.
Bado badi. Hi, hoi, hoi. Hi, hoi, hoi.
Why did I do this? You have to watch that video and let us know, like, how did you find it, and if I should introduce him to more classics of Pakistan. But I think maybe I shouldn't, because this is what is happening to me. Then I'm getting tortured, and then he sings, and then I start singing while I'm cooking, or so I'm like, Ramzan aya, and I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah,
At them, no.
Subconscious.
No. Anyways, welcome to Miyaan,
Biwi
Aur
TV.
I don't know why I did that. Jumbled up my hands. So, today's review, we only have two dramas. Qarz, Jaan, the end of Qarz, Jaan, and Knock Knock.
Dastak.
Anyway, so yes, we will do Dastak and Qarz, Jaan. So just two dramas. Okay. Don't stop watching. I also have to do this. Guys, please. We are a new channel, and even if you weren't new, we constantly and forever need your feedback. Please like our videos if you do like them, and if you do, then do please subscribe us. Subscribe our channel, because that's the only way by which we will get motivated and keep doing this and doing better. We are constantly improving ourselves, and if you give us the feedback, we will definitely listen to it and try our best to follow your suggestions and advice.
Yes.
So without further ado, let's move to Qarz, Jaan. Okay, so finally, we have come to the end of this drama, which was, for me, I will say, a roller coaster ride. Mm-hmm. So, your initial thoughts at the overall series, Qarz, Jaan?
Overall, it was good, I can say, just right now, in summary. Yeah. Okay. I liked the ending. The beginning, I didn't like when the first time, when I was watching. So, with the girl and the mother, I will say the names Nashwa and Bisma. Those characters were so much in
especially your problem was with Bisma mostly, because Adam has this, because when you see so much oppression and someone not speaking up against it.
Yes. So they were very silent.
Yeah. But not they. Mostly Nashwa was still talking.
In Urdu.
Chup.
No.
Chup.
H starting with H.
Khamosh. Yeah.
Yeah, they were Khamosh. So they were very silent about all the zulm, the Bakhtiyar uncle and.
But I will say here, Bisma, Nashwa initially, if you remember, she was a very fiery character.
She was like that, but then also she turned out to be like that.
Yes, but you are talking about the beginning, so I will say mostly Bisma in the beginning.
But actually, in the beginning also, Nashwa wasn't much. Then she was actually becoming a lawyer. Then she became more rebellious, maybe I can say. So the ending also I liked. We will of course talk about these things in detail, but in summary, I feel like I liked the show, from the start to the end. I can say they did a good job.
Has it reached your, as of yet, since we started watching Pakistani drama since 2024, 23? 24, I guess.
4 maybe, but proper watching 4,
24.
I guess.
So
1 year
does
maybe,
it even rank in your top 5? I don't think. Or does it?
Yeah, actually, it can be. I liked really.
Fifth.
Some Bilal Abbas shows, I will say.
Yes.
They are
and Zarpatton Kaban.
Top 5. Zarpattu Kaban also definitely in my top 5. But Mimsa Muhabbat, maybe I can say also top 5. This show can be maybe 6. I don't know. 6. So right now
I think I just put you on the spot. We should think about this. Maybe someday we can rank our
we can
just 2024 or just 2025, dramas. 2025. I mean, we aren't even halfway through, but we can do some ranking. Let us know if you guys would like to see our ranking, especially my husband who is Turkish. So that's a different, unique perspective.
What do you think? You also tell
yes. So thank you for asking. If you have seen our last review,
ask me also.
He said, ask me also. I'm like, okay, at them, I will ask you. Okay, so for me, it had so much themes that it touched upon, especially in the last episode, because Amar, I think the last episode for me belonged to Amar Namir Khan.
Yeah.
Because it was all his monologues and everything, his
Before
acting.
That, Beanie showed his
Beanie showed in the last
all
weeks.
The skills. Now Namir Khan.
So the side characters rose more in these episodes. For me, yes, Amar and Burhan and Nashwa, so Yumna Zaidi and Osama Khan were really good, especially in the second last episode, because there was more back and forth between them. Like then he was saying, then she was saying. So they showed in the second last episode. But in the last episode, I think it truly belonged to Namir Khan. Even in the and the last weekend in which the whole murder happens, that was again Namir Khan, yes, but mostly I will say Fajr Sheikh, our friend. Fajr Sheikh, I think shown very nicely. I said our friend because we don't personally know Fajr Sheikh, just because she reshared one of our reels where we praised her acting. So that's why.
But we really, of course, praised her
genuinely, of course. And even now her acting in these episodes were nice, but it was small compared to her previous work. So in those episodes, for me, it was Fajr Sheikh, Namir Khan, and Bakhtiar, so Deepak Parwani, and also Dado, those actors. In second last, I will say Yumna Zaidi, Osama Khan, and in last, just Amar, I felt took the game further. So that was actually my thought. Like you summarized nicely, my thought about this was, like I said, it touched so many different themes. So I think that was a good thing. Like they rounded it up nicely. They brought together everything that we were debating about. If you remember the upbringing, Bakhtiar's role, and Namir talked about that. I'm saying Namir, I mean Amar. This whole mixing of actors and characters, sometimes my brain is like so many names. So let's begin with the second last episode. We see that Bakhtiar is in Burhan's office, where he is so arrogant and he makes the deal.
मैं उसे अपने वादों की कैद से आजाद कर सकता हूं। अगर तुम अमार को आजाद करा सकते हो तो मैं भी नशवा को अमार से आजाद करा के उसका हाथ
He makes a deal with Burhan, and what is the deal?
Deal is like you give back Amar to me and I will give Nashwa back to you.
Yeah, you give back as in you win this case.
Yeah.
So Amar gets out, then you can have Nashwa, and I will not hold her against her promises. So we see so much arrogance in this character. He has zero remorse. He is still so like he is the most powerful person.
How can Bakhtiar's son in this situation
in this
situation?
Yes, this is, you said it very nicely. It's not how Amar, how poor Amar or Amar is there, how Bakhtiar's son can be true. That is that's literally the gist of this drama, is this thing, the arrogance with which you think that you control everything, which was Bakhtiar and also his mother, the Dadi's thing, how you can control everything, but in reality you cannot ever control everything, and especially when it comes to human beings. Even though they did that to Bisma, he did that to Nashwa, and he was doing that to his own children, especially Amar, in a very toxic manner. So anyway, so the deal is sealed. Then we see that Nashwa learns that Burhan has made the deal, and she says to him that मैं जालिम का साथ नहीं दूंगी. I will not stand for the Zalim. Like, I will not support Zalim. Why are you doing this? And Burhan is like, you don't understand. How can you turn a blind eye, you know, to these things? So Nashwa, suddenly we see in the second last episode that she suddenly becomes a warrior for justice. She wants justice for Binish. She wants justice for Maheen. And Burhan is, you know, he has done this.
Stuck with the deal.
Yes, it's not stuck. I feel like
but he's trapped
by
kind
choice.
of because of of course by choice, but like he's kind of trapped by Bakhtiar, so he needs to win the case. So he was trying to win the case.
Yes.
So because of that, I used trapped words, like I said.
So for me, I will say over here, okay, I was waiting for this Nashwa that arrived in the second last episode, right? This Nashwa who finally became a lawyer. She was not a lawyer for most of the show. Then who finally stood up for what is right. Okay, she got her mother married, but she got her mother married in a way where she had to fully sacrifice herself. But this Nashwa who stood up for Binish or for the truth without fearing anything. So I was thinking, why did this change come so late? Am I like right? Do you think because it was Binish, because now it had finally, like, it was too much that...
You know, sometimes we say like in a Turkish way, like bardaktaki su taştı kind of. We say because it's a field of water, like the glass of water, but then it reached the top and it's like overflow. So
overflow.
So it's maybe it did something like that, or I don't know, because she was like tolerating Amar also so much, and so many things happened. Then we saw that the girl Maheen's case, the Maheen's case was kind of like closed, so then after that the Bakhtiar uncle made her marry, like you know, Ammar and stuff. So she became, after that, actually she was very angry with Burhan also. Maybe we can later talk about this also, but like she was very angry and she just, as you said, true, she became a warrior of justice. She became, she just like, I don't know, about maybe Binish also, like...
I think finally for Nashwa this was too much. Finally it was too much. Even though, yes, it was too much. He literally, Amar literally kills his own brother-in-law and in such a cold-blooded manner. This is about Binish now. And also about the fact that Binish's in-law said, we will not give you your son if you don't fight against Amar. So those things maybe motivated Nashwa. But I just felt like, was Tayaji's, Bakhtiar's threats that scary that before she just married Amar? I just feel like still to me that is the weak part of this show for me, is the fact that Nashwa got into this position in the first place and that she couldn't get out of it. That to me, because she had Burhan's backing, she had now her strong mother, her mother was in a stronger position. The reason how she convinced
just the part that then like your mother can be in danger kind of, like he threatened her, so that is, I feel, also not enough much maybe. I mean, of course it can be like in real life, when you think about this, you can just get scared of and like you can do something out of fear. But still, when I think... But that's
my question. Where did the fear go when she's now started defending? Why didn't Bakhtiar repeat his threat?
Again. He could have repeated again.
Like, Nashwa, don't you dare fight. Don't you dare be in the prosecutor's team. Right. Otherwise, I will do... But that he didn't do this.
That is a good point.
So, okay. So, my thing there was, because in this moment... Like, I always have conflicts in my brain, then I always try to think, okay, maybe how could they have justified this? So in my brain, maybe to me still it was a weak point, but again, I think the reason maybe Bakhtiar couldn't do that, because this time his daughter was in the middle of him and Nashwa. Because if there was a scene where she stands up, where the whole family is berating Nashwa when they learn that she will fight against Amar, so they are like, who are you to tell? Dadi is like, she says, it's enough, you guys have done enough damage.
सजा तो उसे मिलनी चाहिए जो इस सजा का असल हकदार है।
बख्तियार, लगाम दो इसकी जबान को, नहीं तो मैं अपने हाथों से तुम्हारी जबान निकाल कर बाहर कर दूंगी। तुम कौन होती हो हक और सजा और जजा की बात करने वाली?
दादो, कभी ना कभी किसी ना किसी ने तो बात करनी थी।
And he's like, who are you to tell me what is right and wrong? Who gave you? She's like, Bakhtiar, look at her, make her stop. Then Bakhtiar is like, why are you doing all this? You have brainwashed Beenish. You did this. I know, and all this. And then Beenish stands up. She said, what kind of a father are you?
क्या चाहते हैं आप? किस किस्म के बाप हैं आप?
Yeah, as we actually said this in our earlier videos also, like if that girl wasn't Beenish, some other like stranger girl, like if there was someone else, I feel like again he would more protect him, like Amar, and they would just maybe this time they would prevent Nashwa also to like be against Amar. Now it is, as you said, actually it is correct because it is Beenish, I guess.
It's more complicated.
It's more complicated. The case is more complicated because it's Beenish, so he needs to choose one. Like, am I gonna choose Amar or am I gonna choose Beenish? Which one I should choose?
Yeah. So definitely, I think then that's the reasoning. But I will say that scene when Nashwa had with the whole family, like Bakhtiar, her Dadi, and Beenish and Sidra were also there. Yeah. So she says that going to jail is the only way for Amar to redeem himself, and if you keep preventing him from facing the consequences of his actions, he is never going to become a better person. And there the Dadi says, how can you talk about your own husband like this? Don't you fear Jahannam? Wo tumhara majazi khuda hai. And this whole using religious scripture for her own benefits, we talked about this last time, so I will not go into this. It really, I get so triggered by this. Anyway, so then Bakhtiar also blames her that you must have taken money from Asad's family, these things. Then Beenish finally breaks down and she silences both her Dadi and her father by what kind of people are you, and there we see this scene ends. So yeah, this happens in the second last episode, and then there is this whole montage of where Amar and Burhan and Bakhtiar are preparing for his defense, and then Nashwa is preparing for the prosecution.
One is defense, the other one is offense, maybe you can say.
So, okay, we talked about all those things. One scene before we basically, then this show becomes a courtroom drama, but before we get there, one scene I thought that was missing was a conversation between Burhan and Asim. There was literally no conversation. Asim saying like,
he was
Burhan,
just in the court.
Yes, like Asim. Burhan, why did you accept this deal? Like, why are you doing this?
No one asked him.
Yeah, he should have confided to his father that this is my only way to liberate Nashwa. He did, because it's such a big thing for him to be defending Amar, and none of his family even asked, or we did not see any scene where they were like his Jaan or what's her name, Bisma or asked him like, Burhan, hello, why are you like?
Maybe they cut some scenes, I don't know.
But if they cut, then I'm saying that it's bad. Like, they should have kept a little bit of that.
Yeah, because they need to hurry. Like,
yes, but the montage was so long. Maybe they could have added a little
just
bit.
One dialogue would be enough.
I mean, that's a director's job, and the writers, if she didn't write the scenes, and they have to fit those in somehow.
True. I would also expect actually him to talk to Bisma and Asim. Yeah. Both of them. Yeah.
Or
that's
both of them
point again.
Coming to Amar and coming to Burhan
and being one
like,
of them maybe.
Hey, what are you doing? Especially Asim.
Yeah.
Anyways, then finally, Jaan transforms into a courtroom drama. Order. So it becomes a courtroom drama, and we see, like I was saying, the second episode, very fiery back and forth between Nashwa and Burhan. So the first office, they call the investigating officer, the policeman, and Nashwa says, okay, you were there, you saw, he shot the gun, he had a license, you heard the voice, he was the one who went upstairs talking about Amar. And then Burhan comes on and he said, but you do not, this is all circumstantial evidence, right? So what did you think of that?
I felt actually Burhan had a chance a little for the case, because no one saw, there is no CCTV footage, some crimes in real life also, I don't know, sometimes it's hard to prove, and sometimes innocent people are going to jail because of there are the crimes that they didn't actually commit. So my only thing was, actually, of course everyone knew Amar did, because Amar himself said to almost everyone, not everyone, but he video called Binish. Then like people understood he killed, so everyone knew. But in the law of, like in that courtroom, so I'm just thinking about the judge, like there was still a little bit lack of evidence, I would say, because there is no footage of him directly killing him. There is just a WhatsApp video call, but that WhatsApp video call only Binish can tell. Definitely, like she can tell, yes, he called me
and
he confessed there. But still, my only thing is, I don't know how law of course works in this way, but like there is no recording of it. So what if Binish is lying, for example? What if Ammar really didn't kill?
But then the what ifs can happen.
But
why do you have witnesses
also,
then? Because witnesses can lie.
Burhan was saying actually correct. He was saying that gun belongs to Ammar. We already know this. Like he was saying yes, but did he kill him? So that is he was trying to actually. He was also trying to. He was in the mental good condition.
Yes,
like
I will. That point is where. So I differ from you from the point where you are saying okay, they couldn't fully prove because there was no video, but in most cases, in murder cases, there are no videos because usually people are not murdering other people in front of cameras and stuff. For me, the thing was, first of all, they must have done some forensics. The bullet in that killed Asad should be from.
They told.
Yes, it is from Ammar's gun, and the only person who went in such a rage in front of like so many people were down was Ammar again. So there are witnesses. Then they heard the gunshot wound. It's not like that building was a construction building. There weren't other people. So he was at the crime of evidence.
Yes.
He went with a weapon. He went in such. So there was motivation. There was time.
In order to save Ammar, it could have happened like this. For example, someone is gonna take the gun of Ammar's and he's gonna kill Assad. Then he's gonna run away. Then Ammar will be. The motivation is.
Yes, motive is the number one in most murder cases. Homicide motive. He definitely had the motive,
yes,
and there was. So for me, my point wasn't like how will they prove that Ammar didn't do it, because they can't prove that. My thing was what you said in the second, because Burhan changed his direction. He said my client, do they say client or whatever, like my Ammar, he was not in the right mental state. So this was what they were gonna go with, to reduce his jail sentence, or not even, he wouldn't even go to jail, to maybe go in a mental hospital where he would probably be taken out by Bakhtiyar. So that was the thing. So then Nashwa says this is not about mental state, but this is about mindset. So this was mindset versus mental state. The mindset where you think you can do wrong and get away with it, because these people who are born in such families, rich families, filthy rich, who do so much corruption, or like sometimes politicians or very famous bureaucrats, not just politicians, are mostly known to, you know, like be more corrupt, but even there are other industrialists, big businessmen and stuff. Their children or themselves, they get away with these things just because they have power and money.
Yes, in real life.
So it was not mental, it was going to be mental state versus mind state, and there was no mental state. It was all about the mindset.
But still, mindset. But still, I would say Burhan had a very small chance. It wasn't very bakwas something. Like, for example, if there was a footage of them, like footage of Ammar like killing Assad, and Burhan was saying, no, Ammar didn't kill, this is montage, for example. He cannot do such thing because there is proof. But in this case, it was more complicated. He went there. He went there with his gun, his own gun, like his
licensed
gun, and the bullet is like
from the same
gun. So same gun. So the thing is, just like Burhan was just trying his luck, I guess, because there was a deal. So my only thing is, like, this thing was, I felt a little bit kind of like, it is true actually. No one is actually guilty before they actually have a chance of, you know, in the court. Like, we cannot say anyone guilty
until proven guilty. Innocent until proven guilty. Yes. But like I said, for me, if there was, I think, enough evidence, but of course there cannot.
Sometimes technical details
unless
matter.
You confess.
Everyone, for example, in some, you know, like some, I will give some actually credit here to CSI shows, also crime scene investigation. Sometimes in those shows also, there are too much actually people people, like too many people knows actually this person killed, but they are sometimes hard to prove that.
Yes, yes.
So everyone knows actually, but it's hard to prove
Yes,
sometimes.
and that was his job. His whole
Yeah.
job was just to
Yeah.
make it hard to pin
Yeah.
it on Amar.
Yeah.
But for me, it was very evident. But maybe it's just, not thinking very in legal terms. But I think that shows that Burhan is a good lawyer because he came up with that angle. But that's my thing is that in real cases, most of the time these like spoiled brats get
Yeah.
away with these kind of capital offenses just because they show they were not mentally stable. And when you say not mentally stable, then the law doesn't apply like for another person. So I was like, oh no, it will become like this, but it doesn't.
Doesn't become like
Yes.
that.
So then we go to the last episode, the end of all, again resuming in the court scene where Binish is brought to the witness stand by Nashwa.
Yeah.
And before Binish can even say anything,
I'm guilty and I confess to all my crimes and sins.
what
He
happens?
just confessed.
Yes. Amar confesses. He says, I want to say something, Your Honor. मैंने असद को मारा है. So he says, I have killed Asad. And finally we see that Amar has shown the regret that we were like, where is the regret? He says that I am guilty and I confess to all my crimes and sins.
Finally, I felt sympathy for him. Finally,
Yes.
because I was in the first video, I was so
Very-
angry at him.
yeah.
Like I was saying, like for example, his father is not guilty. Actually, he is guilty. He's a grown-up man. He should not behaving
Yeah.
like this, etc. But now I felt actually kind of like his father is, of course, a little bit responsible for these things. But he was a kind of, I guess he had, his childhood was sad. So and he was trying to like that. Taking that anger from Assad, he took that
Yes.
anger from.
Yes.
So, like, he was just very angry at his father. He understood
Yes.
that. Even the other scenes, he didn't even like let him
touch
talk or touch.
Yeah.
So,
So he finally says, "Bahut ho gaya. Like now it's more than enough.
Yeah.
I confess to all my crimes." He says that my punishment had started the moment I saw Binish crying. My
Yeah.
sister. Finally, it hits him that what he has done. He has literally murdered his sister's husband. Like that, even just to think about it, it's too much. My brain cannot process because I have like 3 brothers, so I cannot think even that thought cannot register it. Sorry, I'm just becoming speechless with this crime. So he says that, Binu, I am sorry. He says sorry to Binu in the court, and then he says, okay, which I lied, he not only confesses to that he killed Asad, he also says, I killed Asad because I was under the influence of anger, and I raped Maheen because I was under the influence of drugs. I was high. I was intoxicated. So in both, he holds himself accountable. He's not making any excuses for himself. I thought that was very good. Even though, yes, he says that, he points his finger to his father and he says, you didn't teach me right and wrong. Before I could learn what is haram, and you always, what is haram, halal, you always protected me instead of letting me go through my...
but I like the transition from he was very silent
to
like
think all.
Then now he is saying all these things.
Burst.
Finally, it's a burst. So that transition I liked. If you remember in the bars, like behind the bars, the father was coming and like he was like, "Bolo beta, say something beta," like dear, like.
Guys, hate them. He said it so nicely in Urdu.
So he was like saying those things. He was very silent. Now he just with the everything. He just with the flow. He said everything that he wanted to say.
Because he's had enough also.
So that's the thing.
Then Nashwa also asks him, are you just saying this? Like, then he says, no, I truly mean this, and you are right. No one knows me better than you.
Yeah.
You've seen me.
He said those
that
things.
this was because I wanted to show my dominance and power, just like his father. Bakhtiyar's whole thing is showing dominance and power. So he also wanted to do that, and he said that now I want to repay the debt of my elders. मैं अपने बड़ों का कर्जा उतार रहा हूँ, so कर्जे जान.
वो अपने बड़ों का कर्ज उतार रहा है. ये मेरी अपील है कोर्ट से. That's all.
Qarz Jaan was the name, was what?
कर्जे
was the
जान
meaning
means
of?
the debt on my life, kind of.
The debt on debt.
Debt, yes.
Debt on my life.
Yes. So he said that now I am repaying the debt that the elders had. Like, you know, because it's not just like we were saying in the previous week's episode, it's not just Amar's actions, it is what he has been taught all his life, what he has been shown all his life by Bakhtiyar and Dadi especially.
Yeah, but still I was saying...
But he is now being accountable for his own actions.
Yeah.
He didn't say, oh, I didn't do, like, I was forced into this, or I was like pushed into this. He said, yes, I did this.
Yeah.
But also there is his father
No,
who is...
mentioning this actually, it was nice.
Yeah.
Also, again, kind of like Bakhtiyar uncle, I would say, he made a, what is it, in the chemistry we say catalyzer effect, like the so boosting some, like you know, particles and materials to be like more in the reaction.
He pushed his son.
Yes, I was gonna say the same. He pushed his son, so he was talking on the phone. Then he was angry at Assad. Then he said to, like, actually he mentioned this to Ammar. Then Ammar said, I am gonna fix this issue, you will see now. And he fixed, and we saw how he fixed.
Yeah.
So that happened. Again, Bakhtiyar uncle is a little irresponsible again, yeah.
I would like to say here, if you look at the kind of things this family praises each other.
Yeah.
Dadi,
killing people.
Dadi first once praised Bakhtiyar very. She's like, oh my son, you have given me sukoon, you have given me peace. Why? Because he finally trapped Nashwa.
मेरा दिल खुश कर दिया बेटे तुमने आज. खुश कर दिया दिल मेरा.
Thank you, Maji.
Remember that scene when they go to Bisma's house and they announce that, okay, we are this is the shadi ka card, like wedding card, and then they come back and Dadi is so happy because Bisma is finally getting tortured. I mean, she was always getting tortured, but like this big shock of her own daughter. So she praises her son. Then only once we saw Bakhtiyar actually praising Ammar when Ammar stood up to Asim.
Yeah.
He held Asim, don't talk to my father, and then Bakhtiyar is like, wow, beta, I am proud of, like he said something.
आज तो उसने कमाल ही कर दिया जो उसने आसिम को सुनाई है. मेरी इज्जत का मान रखा है और आसिम भी हमेशा याद करेगा. Proud of you, my boy.
So whenever their family members did something wrong of hurting other people, when they are in the wrong, the other Dadi and Bakhtiyar were like, good job.
Yeah.
So if you're praising your own people, like your family members, for being evil, like doing evil actions, you are saying wow, and when they actually do evil actions, you're like, okay, let's brush it under the carpet. So what do you think will be the psyche of that person, right? Okay, so I mean, I know this is the last episode, so we are going into detail, but we should also wrap it up. One thing, my point, I think you said also, the thing was that does the court even allow to have this much discussion in the court, because it wasn't relevant to the case anymore, I felt. It was too much introspection and discussion and a little like life philosophy, I felt like.
Philosophy, emotional moments.
The judges are like, we don't have the time, because look, a judge is doing this kind of case every day maybe or whatever. But
for actually it is true, you are saying what you are saying is true. Judges also should be in a hurry, of course, because if like they can be also emotionally affected about these things. So they need to be very like unbiased and like of course give decision very like
usually they are like, don't waste the time of the court. They are like, this is irrelevant, because also this is money, each minute in the court is like money is being spent.
I will would say actually more like that in the court scene is actually it was long, but after the court scene it was so long. Maybe 10 minutes.
Yes.
It was like 15.
Yes, when the police were taking Amar into the custody, and Amar went first he went to Binish, he had a long monologue, then he went to his mother, then he went to a little bit to Asad's parents, a little bit to Nashwa. Bakhtiyar tried to come to him. He
almost
stepped
everyone.
back.
Almost.
So so that was basically almost the last scene. The last scene we will talk about. So so what happens is after this whole thing, Amar's confession, he is being taken out. So he. Actually, before we get there, Nashwa also overhears Bakhtiyar saying to Burhan, what kind of a lawyer are you? Very like you, I've heard about you, but
Barrister
is this
Burhan.
Barrister Burhan. So, I mean, what can Burhan do if his own client is like, yes, I did everything.
But he was saying you actually convinced him maybe to confess.
Yes, he's always twisting things. He even said, Nashwa, you brainwash Binish. I mean, Binish's husband has been killed. How can you brainwash her? Anyways, so this is like denial. They live in their own bubble of denial. Anyways, and accountability. So, like I was saying, so Nashwa over here, she is very angry with what's his name, Burhan. And she's like, they have a little like, again, she's disappointed with him. Anyway, so then we finally come to where Amar again has this huge monologue. Again, awesome acting by Namir Khan, where he talks to Binish and he says, Binu, you are made of love, and I know you will not teach your son to hate me. You will teach him to love me. I'm your mamu. Hello, that. Then I think we felt pity for Amar, right?
तुम्हारी मामा तुम्हें मुझसे नफरत करना नहीं सिखाएंगे। ये आदि जो लोग मोहब्बत के लिए बनते हैं ना, उन्हें नफरत करना ही नहीं आती।
Yeah, but before that also I felt But it was too long, that scene.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I need to say this.
So we see he talks about this whole love-hate thing there. Yeah. So he says that how basically I think hate always is, it eats you up and makes you into a person where you are jealous, which he was. He was insecure and jealous of Nashwa and then Burhan. And he did all these things in his insecurities, and his father also always compared him to Nashwa, to Burhan, to other people probably. So he was so full of hate, and look what happened as a result of that. Binish had more love in her life from her own husband, even from her parents she had more love than Amar, and her in-laws were good. So Binish didn't turn out to be like Amar. Anyways, so that's it. Yes, and then before the police takes him away into the van, again Bakhtiyar is
tries to, I will go to Supreme Court, High Court, like that court.
And even before that, he's like, I'm disappointed in you, Amar.
Yeah,
and I'm
again
like, oh
he was saying this.
Yes.
तुमने मुझे हमेशा डिसअपॉइंट किया, फिर भी मैंने सोचा कोई बात नहीं, बेटा है, ठीक हो जाएगा। बेटा तुम बिल्कुल फिक्र ना करो, मैंने अभी ये बाजी हारी नहीं, मैं हाई कोर्ट जाऊंगा।
अब कोई फायदा नहीं,
मैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाऊंगा, तुम देखना मैं क्या करता हूँ।
I feel like he can't hold some thoughts in his.
Actually, I like this thing
because he needs to tell these things all the time. He needs to tell.
Otherwise, if he starts thinking about what he has done, I think he will just go in depression or something.
Yeah, he needs to tell these things.
Yes. He needs to live in a world of constant like, no, I am Bakhtiyar. No, I have all the power and the money. No, I am in the right. These all people are jealous of me. They are all beneath me. He needs to do that in order to survive, because if he thinks of his own actions, of all that he's done, he would not be able to survive. His consciousness would be too burdened with all the evil he has done. So anyway, before going, Amar says to Bakhtiyar that I want to divorce Nashwa. So please, last wish.
I will sign the papers, he said.
Prepare these papers. I want you to not hold her to any of her promises.
Yes.
Let her go.
Yeah.
So we hear that. Very good. And some thought came to me, and I was like, I need to address this before we move on. But that thought vanished. Oh no. If it comes again, I will let you know. Yes, it came. So you know how this is going back to the court scene, but I really need to say this. You know how Amar said, "Okay, yes, I raped Maheen," but he never said I killed Maheen.
Yes.
So I think that we
thing,
now know for
yeah.
sure it was Bakhtiyar.
Bakhtiyar uncle, I
Yeah,
guess
Bakhtiyar did this. So he needs to be also in the jail for killing an innocent girl. Anyways. Okay, so so then we see the last scene is a kind of like again like a full circle moment. We have been saying this a lot for Dilwali Gali Mein Meem Se Mohabbat, but we see again Nashwa and Burhan. They are at that place, a view of the city, kind of a place where they are, and there she said that you thought this deal would impress me, and he said that like he basically says it was not meant to impress you, and okay, this is a bailable offense,
it can be forgiven.
Yes, it can be forgiven. So she said that these offenses, you said that in the world of heart and these matters, it's the punishments and these offenses are different. So they
and
have
she
like
said don't make up rules.
Yes. So they have a cute scene over there. I liked it. I was thinking maybe they will never end up together.
Then
but
Nashwa, like, well, actually...
Yes, the sun is going down. They stand up.
Yes,
the camera goes.
Nashwa reached to Burhan's hand.
Yes, so Nashwa initiates because, you know, she has to. I think that was... It couldn't have been Burhan because Burhan had done so much.
So much.
So it had to come from Nashwa. Poor guy has been rejected so many times, so it had to be Nashwa.
Then credits.
Yes, so happy ending for Nashwa. And one scene I missed was they didn't show Dadi. They just told that Dadi couldn't have seen Amar in this condition. That's why she didn't come. And Amar actually says very important line to his mother there that tell Dadi, do not treat Binesh like Bisma.
There could be still one scene actually
with
of
Dadi.
her. But
yes, I felt the same.
Something technical happened. I feel like they
maybe the actor didn't have time. I don't know. These things are too like behind the scenes. We don't know. So yeah. So he says, do not just tell Dadi to leave all these old narrow thoughts that she has in the past and move on, and do not let Binesh suffer like they did to Chachi, to Bisma. And basically the whole show came together in the end very nicely. There are just few things we thought were missing that could have been addressed. Other than that, I think it was nicely done.
How many thumbs up we are giving to this show? I
think the way they wrapped up, I will say two thumbs up. But the entirety of the show...
1.5.
Yeah, if I had
1.5 will be
like this or something.
Or like
because I feel like some of the moments where Nashwa's decisions were very question mark to me. Her behavior towards Burhan was a question mark. The long forgotten nothing Maheen was a question mark. So some things, and where some places you also got frustrated with Bisma, it also frustrated me. So
Nashwa, Bisma, two characters I was frustrated with.
So those things.
Burhan was the same almost from the since of like the beginning to the until the end.
I mean, he became a Romeo in the middle, but
his some behaviors changed a little, but he was still kind of the same character. Asim we saw same, everyone almost same. Just the Bisma so much changed, Nashwa so much changed.
Which is a good thing.
It's a good thing, but Amar also of course changed.
Yes, you have to have a character arc, otherwise so many things happening. If you're not changing, there's something up. So yes, I will say very good drama, great acting. I loved the lighting in the show. The direction was very nice, the writing was very nice, the lighting was very nice, the acting was very good. So all those things were superb for sure. Just some writing actually, so Rabia Razak, good job, directed by Saqib Khan, extremely good direction actually, I really liked. And then Yumna Zaidi, Osama Khan, Amir Khan, Anika Zulfikar, Faisal Rahman, Deepak Parfani, Tazeen Hussain, Daniel Amir, Sakina Samo, Salma Asim, Ismat Zaidi, Fajr Sheikh, Tabassum Mubassir Khan, all these names that I saw on YouTube. I am saying good job guys, and last episode truly goes to Namir Khan, so clapping. So let's finally wrap Qarz Jaan. Bye bye Qarz Jaan, we will miss you.
Bye.
But you were too intense. I think it's a nice that it ended. It's like sometimes when shows end you are happy, so we are happy with the way it ended. Bye bye, we are not disappointed like Bakhtiyar, we are happy. So Dastak.
Dastak.
So Dastak. I think I say so a lot. So in Dastak, actually, there's not much to talk about in Dastak. The fathers are the fathers. Wow, the father and mother, the parents, I meant to say the fathers. They are resisting with full intensity. We will not accept Kiran in Moiz's life. She is a gold digger, beta, and beta is like no father. He finally accepts, not finally, but Moiz is now okay with Kiran's son, whose name is Shani. Yes, Shani, not Hadi from Qarz Jaan. And he basically saves her son from a car accident. So he comes in a very heroic, a very like a hero moment. He says he was there for a reason, for a board meeting or something. Because I was like, how come
in these shows, like I feel like the earth is very small. They are like everywhere. Literally, they are meeting everywhere. Like when they go to restaurant, they are there. When they go to cafe, were you also here? Like,
so we see that Moiz basically is winning Kiran's heart. He had won Kiran's heart over because she has now accepted. She says, my only thing keeping me, my reservation is about your parents. If your parents accept, then it's okay with me because I don't want to enter your life without their acceptance.
But still, does Kiran. Sorry, love really actual Moiz, do you think?
I think in this episode I did see some chemistry. There were some cute, like he said, you look nice, you keep smiling when they go to eat ice cream as a family in these 2 episodes, and we are talking about them together.
She's a little hesitating still.
I think because she has baggage. Because the society has put so much baggage on her as a divorced woman, as a single mother, as a working woman.
To not her heart be maybe like broken, for a heartbroken part. Like maybe she's trying to be cautious.
Yeah, but actually there was a nice conversation between her and her friend where her friend says that if you have to choose between having a loving husband or loving in-laws, because that is very ideal.
Husband's
where you can have
love or parents' love?
Yes, husband's love or in-laws.
Love, she said
always choose husband's love.
वैसे किरण, अपनी शादी के एक्सपीरियंस से एक बात बताऊं? ये ऐसा रिश्ता है ना, अगर तो इसमें शौहर और उसके घर वालों की मोहब्बत मिल जाए तो आइडियल सिचुएशन है, लेकिन अगर एक का इंतखाब करना हो तो हमेशा शौहर की मोहब्बत.
Because that is true, because in the previous marriage of Kiran, Kiran had her in-laws loved her, really, the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, but the husband didn't
love another woman.
And the marriage didn't work out. But if you have your husband's support, mostly then marriages can work because you have a big support in your husband. So I think that was very nice exchange between the two friends. And then we see, like I said, Moiz's father is hell-bent on just thinking of Kiran in the wrong light, and his mother is a little like, I know beta, but your father is also right. So she's in the middle. She's trying to kind of mend them both. And then the father says that maybe I will kick him out of the office and my inheritance, and then he will see that this girl will leave him. She says, so you will do the same thing that happened to your brother. He says, but this will show him, then he will come back to us. I don't know. Did he not learn from his own brother's heartbreak? So we have all of this going on, and then finally Kiran's father, Sajad uncle, apologizes to his wife.
Sadia, मुझे माफ कर दो.
Because why? But he was a little bit ill because of a diarrhea, I guess. So
do not say
he
that.
just fainted.
Yeah.
Then after fainting, he was alone. So he was kind of, when you are alone and you are ill, it's more you are emotional and you need some people. So I guess he understood his fault also. Yeah. It was a factor. He understood his fault.
But that was the only way he could have realized.
Yeah.
Because he had everything. His wife was such a obedient wife. If she had not left him, he wouldn't have realized his mistake. So he realizes, he apologizes. His apology, I think, was very nice. He even says that I will transfer this house. I think that was the best. But the phone rings at the time, so we don't hear the wife's response. I think she would have said, no, you just saying this is enough for me. But if he does this, I would like it better that he does give this house to his wife, which was her in the first place. And that's all basically. Just when we see that Feroz is now getting more and more thinking about Shani, and his wife is more and more like Shani will not enter the house, and she even talked about adoption, which I think is a good option, but they can still adopt and still allow Shani also to be part of their lives. I think they can, Saif and Kiran can co-parent Shani. I think it will be good for the boy as well. So that's all.
Did we talk about the last episode just by the way, Dastak?
Yes,
the
no,
other
both.
episodes also?
Both. We combined both.
Right?
Yes, we combined them.
Yeah, actually those things happened, guys. Like these things happened in the show.
Yeah, so actually this show has a very good message that if you are single or divorced, but like Moiz is showing that thing. That
should we mention for example, the neighbor?
Yes.
Right.
Again, that interfering nosy neighbor aunties. These aunties really are. She's like, oh, so your brother came na to pick or to drop Shani. She said, no, that wasn't my brother. That was my friend.
So she was like,
Your mom left. Now, isn't life hard for a single woman? She said, yeah, but I'm managing. But she says, I'm not alone. I have my son. But your son is just a kid. Ugh, that auntie. And then Moiz comes right at the time. And,
right at the time.
And she's like...
Walaikum salam.
Giving him a whole, like, you know, scan like with her x-ray eyes. These aunties and their stares are sometimes more annoying than weird uncles or guys staring at you in Pakistan, because I have both. I've suffered from both. I was with my brother once, my mashallah now grown up brothers, but they're all younger than me. But you know, when guys hit an age, they have taller heights and their voices taller heights. They are taller. What English am I speaking? Anyways, so an auntie saw, we were at a restaurant cafe with my brothers, and I was sitting in between my brothers. Guys,
sometimes they do this.
So she was staring as if like...
Sometimes they start from the head or your head, then they go to your foot, then from your foot to...
But none of your business, auntie.
Yes, but they need to scan, like they are registering like this.
But this is so uncomfortable. I looked back at her that she will now be ashamed.
No, they are not also.
But she's not. She's
they
like...
still look. I know,
so
but they are like that. So you can't do anything. Yes.
Anyways, okay. So that was all for Dastak, Moiz and...
are we enjoying Dastak?
I am.
Yes,
it's
right?
cute.
I am also enjoying. Also, one thing
Which you weren't in the beginning, but
no,
now
I wasn't in the beginning.
Yeah.
Now I am enjoying more because there is Moiz and the Kiran relationship, kind of like building up. So then the father understood his fault. That I liked also. That the older people also right now getting again at the same house. Now they are like, so just I will say. I'm forgetting the name. What was the other Kiran's Saif. He's kind of a little annoying.
Everyone finds him very sadu.
Yeah. Sadu.
You relate to that. I'm joking. I call them lovingly Sadu sometimes. So I'm just joking. Sorry. So, okay. So, finally, Adam is enjoying Dastak, which is a good sign.
Yeah, I'm enjoying.
So, good job, Marina Khan and the writer of Dastak. So we like Dastak and we finally heard the father apologize, which is very nice to hear that. Yeah. So, that whole track I really enjoyed because adult conflicts should also be shown in the dramas, not just the hero heroine.
Right.
Adult couple showing is very good. Yes. So I really like our parents' age they are. So that's a good thing. So that was all for today, but we are not done yet because we have our segment Word of the Day. So today's word is from Qarz, Jaan, where Nashwa says that I am also from your nasl. Why? Because when Dadi says to her, you are from a bad nasl, that's why you are like this. And she says, but I am from your nasl. So I thought that was a very good throwback. Do they say? No, not throwback. What is this? Like reply from Nashwa. Anyways, so it was a very good reply from Nashwa to Dadi. And so the word nasl in Urdu, in English it means lineage. So Erdem, what is the Turkish for nasl?
Turkish, it is ırk. Irk or soy, we say. Or actually in English I said, but in Turkish it is ırk, I-R-K, I without the dots. And we say sometimes soy, S-O-Y. So these two actually means ırk is more like a race. It means in English, it means race. And soy means lineage. So we say, for example, ad, soyad. Ad means name, soyad means surname. So surname is kind of also, we say lineage. Like that is the name of your parents and So
family name.
That is in Turkish, these terms.
Thank you, Erdem, for this very educational note. Okay, guys, if you have stuck this far watching this video, then we definitely deserve a like and a share. I don't know about share, like and subscribe. Definitely.
Share, yeah. We don't.
Yeah. So please
yeah, sure,
do that, and actually do share us with your friends of people who enjoy reviews. We are very adorable.
But no, I was gonna say, in these days, do you think people are sharing YouTube videos much? Like,
I don't know, but
less, I guess. On Instagram, for example, the reels you can share. On YouTube, there is no platform like exchanging
share us,
YouTube
promote
videos much.
Us, please, we will be much grateful, and we will make more content with you. That we promise. If we do get more feedback, of course. So that's all from us. Have a good week. Khuda Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz.
Thanks for watching. Like,
share,
subscribe.
This is so girly.
No, it isn't.